The Utopia of the Seas is Royal Caribbean's newest cruise ship, the latest in the Oasis-class. There are over 21 restaurants on board, and on our recent cruise, we challenged ourselves to eat every single meal at a different restaurant, get a drink at a different bar each night, and enjoy as much onboard entertainment as they had to offer.
The Utopia is offering 3 and 4 night sailings out of Port Canaveral. This was our first time sailing out of Port Canaveral, and it was really a fast and easy embarkation experience. We've been wanting to try one of these mega ships, but it's hard for us to fit a 7-night sailing into our plans for the year with the other trips that we usually are planning, and the annoying requirement of working full-time jobs. So when we saw this new ship being advertised as the world's biggest weekend, we knew this was our chance to try it out.
For our cabin, we booked a guaranteed balcony and ended up with a park view. We probably won't book this type of cabin again because it was pretty noisy and weird to know that people could see into the cabin, so we ended up keeping the curtains closed most of the time. And we might as well have had an interior room at that. But we found the room to be very spacious, even by cruise ship standards. This was about as big as the mini suite we booked on a princess ship previously. Also, round of applause for the new ships for adding bedside plugs. Very helpful for those of us who use a CPAP machine, which requires an extension cord on most of the older ships.
Our first meal on board was at the Mason Jar. This is a specialty dining option that does cost extra, but we booked it as our Embarkation brunch rather than dinner, so it was a little cheaper at $34 a person. That's always my pro tip. On the first day, the buffet is usually mobbed. So if there's a restaurant on board offering a sit-down meal, it's way more relaxing and worth the money in our opinion.
As the name implies, this is a southern restaurant offering traditional southern-style favorites. You can pick one item from each menu category, and they also have specialty-themed drinks. Jeremy got a PB&J old-fashioned, and I got the pretty as a peach tea, both delicious. We started with the pimento cheese and cornbread appetizer, and then we had the blueberry Johnny cakes, a shrimp po' boy, and the crispy chicken sandwich.
Second pro tip is even if you're too full for dessert, ask for it to go and you can take it back to your cabin for later. An incredible way to start our cruise, 10 out of 10. After brunch, we needed a little caffeine, so we made our way over to Cafe Promenade. This is just off the main plaza of the ship and has sandwiches, wraps with pastries and other small desserts. We ordered the coffee card before the cruise that covers 10 specialty coffee drinks. Just a touch better than diner coffee, 5 out of 10.
For our pre-dinner drinks, the first night we found ourselves at the Pesky Parrot, the first in the fleet, with Royal Caribbean's self-described laid-back paradise vibe. They threw in a few Disney elements here with an animatronic parrot and some digital screens, making it feel like you're outside on the beachfront with scenery to match the time of day. The drinks all match well to the theme with a funky twist, with the most popular being the peanut butter piña colada. Doesn't sound like it would be a good combination, but it was surprisingly delicious. Drinks could have been stronger, 8 out of 10.
For our first dinner, we started in the main dining room. We reserved our time with the My Time Dining using the Royal Caribbean app, and we were seated right away, with no table sharing like in the old days. Yikes. The main dining room is huge, 3 stories tall. Pay attention to which level to check in on, it depends on your reservation type. The food was pretty much standard cruise ship fare. Escargot, shrimp, prime rib, cheesecake, nothing exciting. Not bad for a dining room that could feed 5,000 people, 6 out of 10. After dinner, we had reservations at the AquaTheater to see the new show on the Utopia called Aqua 80. If you've never been on an Oasis-class ship before and seen a show like this, make your reservation for the first night just in case of bad weather. That way you have another chance on another night because this is a must-see.
Afterwards, we decided, along with the rest of the cruise ship apparently, that we needed some late-night pizza. Sorrento's is a classic on royal ships, and it is conveniently open until 3 a.m. They were absolutely slamming out pizzas. I've had worse pizza, but I've also had better pizza, 4 out of 10. The next morning, we got the official washi-washi and braved the Windjammer for breakfast. They also had slightly better than diner coffee here, and the morning spread was pretty decent, with a lot of different options, but it wasn't anything worth coming back for. Never underestimate the importance of a washi-washi, 6 out of 10.
Our port of call on the first day was Nassau, but we used it like a bonus sea day. Exploring the pools and heading towards the solarium where only adults are allowed, it was a somewhat more subdued atmosphere from the pool outside, but no water slides, so it's really a matter of your personal preference. Of course, we found our way to Sprinkles for a midday ice cream. We exempted Sprinkles from the challenge because, well, only one ice cream on a cruise is a federal offense. Always get the swirl, 10 out of 10.
We would be fools if we'd made it a day by the pool without getting drinks at the lime and coconut bar. We got the signature lime and coconut drink with coconut rum, guava syrup, and lime juice. I have no idea how to build a sandcastle with this tiny bucket. 10 out of 10. For lunch, we headed towards the complimentary Mexican buffet, El Loco Fresh. It was very popular, but honestly, the line moved pretty quick. They have a build-your-own option for nachos and burritos, but they also have some pre-made burritos and quesadillas. Wish the margaritas had also been complimentary, 7 out of 10.
El Loco Fresh is towards the back of the ship, which is kind of like the more adventurous part of the ship. Back here you'll find mini golf, the zip line, and the world's tallest dry slide at sea. And also the flow rider. We did none of those, but it's probably fun if you like humiliating yourself in front of total strangers. For our pre-dinner drinks on the second night, we found ourselves at the Rising Tides bar. It's kind of like if you combine a really slow elevator with a cocktail lounge. The drinks were decent. We enjoyed looking down at people waiting in line in customer service. 7 out of 10.
For dinner, we enjoyed a Royal Caribbean classic, Izumi, sushi, and hibachi. This is a specialty restaurant costing about $65 per person when we booked. Sometimes they have pre-cruise sales, so it's worth checking the price every now and then. And if it does go down after you book, you can always get the lower price and get a refund for the difference.
Okay, here comes the Japanese scallions. All the way from
Walmart.
Yes, you're right. You have a double fried rice. Yes, every round, round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, baby. That's what it. Come on. All right. Someone straight.
Further away.
All right, go sit. Up.
At the end of the traditional hibachi cooking show, they also brought us out some desserts that we were absolutely too full to enjoy. Deducting 0.1 from their score due to no fire show. Thanks, Coast Guard. 9.9 out of 10.
That evening, we ventured into the theater for the show All In. This wasn't particularly our taste of shows, but a lot of people seemed to really enjoy it. They did have this pretty cool drone show at the end that was something we'd never seen before. The next morning, we docked at CocoCay and wanted a quick breakfast before we got off the ship, so we headed down to Park Cafe. They had a lot of the same stuff as the Windjammer, but in a grab-and-go form. This was great for grabbing a few snacks to take on shore with us. Fast and friendly, 6 out of 10.
The last time we were on CocoCay was in 2014, and boy has it changed. We headed to Chill Island for the day, easily found some lounge chairs, and brought our own snorkel gear and got to see some of the sea life that hangs around the island, even spotting a stingray. We're going to Hawaii this year, so this got us really excited for that trip. Videos coming soon. For lunch, we visited the Chill Grill, a complimentary on-island restaurant. They have pretty standard grill food with some tacos and pressed sandwiches. This was also a great place to grab a drink and refill your water bottle, and of course, get an ice cream cone. Pretty decent food for a deserted island, 7 out of 10.
Back on board the ship, we got an afternoon snack at the Spare Tire, which is a food truck-themed poolside grab-and-go counter with tornadoes and churros. Pretty sure you get these at 7-Eleven, 5 out of 10. Before our dinner for the evening, we enjoyed our last show of the trip, and we saw the ice skating show called Utopia, like Y-O-U. I'm not really sure what the storyline was supposed to be, but all of the skaters were amazingly talented, and it's literally an ice rink on a cruise ship. It's pretty crazy.
For our final meal on the last night, we were cordially invited to join the Wild West train trip on the Royal Railway. This is a very difficult reservation to get based on how limited the seats are, and it was pretty pricey at $120 per person.
Hey everybody! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Royal Railway Utopia Station. I just have one question for everybody tonight. Are we ready to go to the Wild West this evening?
Yeah!
Excellent. So ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah! Look at us! Wow!
Hannah and Jeremy?
Yeah.
Excellent. Any allergies or dining restrictions? Any special occasion we should be aware of? Madam sir, you'll be in train card number 24, table number 15, seating number 2.
As described by Royal themselves, step onto the platform for a welcome drink and step back in time. Settle in for a 5-course journey of American favorites with an upscale twist as the sights, sounds, and flavors of the Wild West unfold all around you.
The dining room is fully enclosed to simulate a classic train car, with moving seats and virtual windows displaying the scenery that you might see, kind of like our Durango Silverton train ride that we took last October.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the car number 24. We have few rules to follow, and those are no open flame. We have a dynamite around. If you see any bandits running around, don't try to stop them. Leave them to professionals.
The entertainment while we were eating had us full of good food and lots of laughter. The food was pretty spectacular. It was a prefix menu with some limited options, so I would check it out before booking to make sure that there's stuff that you like on the menu. But if you're not super picky, I promise you it was absolutely delicious. Literally a train ride on a cruise ship, 12 out of 10.
The last thing we encountered before we headed to our room to pack up and leave the next day was the roaming pianist that sometimes appears in the elevator. It was the perfect finale to an amazing cruise. Thanks for watching. We are booked to try out the brand new Star of the Seas in August, so if you want to see that video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next adventure.